What's the biggest scam in America? News as entertainment. The FCC needs to require broadcasters to clearly identify any news program that is actually opinion programming, from the local news broadcast to the cable networks. If they can brand kids' shows in the morning as they can do it for news opinion programming as well. College textbooks. You need edition 10 for this class. They change one chapter in the book, make it a new edition, overprice it, and duck the college kids. Always drove me nuts when I was in college. Health insurance. Online charlatans that will share their secrets if you buy their course. I think student loan servicers. For example, Navient manages federally guaranteed debt for the US Gov and student loans, has the IRS as their personal collection agency. They constantly duck up to the extent they get dragged in front of congressional hearings, and their CEO is paid $7.7 million annually. I scrolled really far and was surprised I didn't see rent-to-own stores. They sell furniture and electronics type stuff to people with bad credit who can't really afford it. Let them pay a small amount weekly. If people end up paying on time and pay stuff off, they will pay 2 or 3 times more than the item is worth. If they make a payment late, the item is repossessed and resold to someone else, and the first person loses all the money they paid. There are used car dealers that do this same business model with cars too. They put GPS trackers in the car that also disable the starter. They collect $1,000 down, and once a payment is late they disable the car and go tow it, then sell it again and keep the down payment. I worked at a shop that installed the trackers, and these places would sell the same car to different people 5 or 6 times in a year because they kept repoing it. Cable internet monopolies. Seriously. The Spectrum person that signed me up on the phone gave me a price and simply neglected to tell me it was a promotional rate. Price goes up 50% after a year. I have Spectrum also. The dude helping me out at the store told me to just cancel my service once the promotional rate is up and just sign up again. I guess they bank on people forgetting to do so. Whatever MLM scheme my Sil was peddling at Thanksgiving. College tuition being ridiculously high. I find that it helps to look at this from alternate perspectives. Instead of exorbitantly high tuition, you can think of it as being free debt. Those payday loan businesses. It's predatory as shit, and it's just legal loan sharking. When my husband and I had just gotten married, they told us that taking out those loans would help our credit. Turns out they're considered desperation loans, and our credit tanked, even after we paid them off. Took forever to get them off of our backs about raising our credit and paying off debt at the same time, and now they still send us mail trying to get us to take out another loan. Ugh. I wish WED had someone there to tell us what a bad idea it was. We trusted them, and now we still have 4 more years until those inquiries fall off of our credit reports. When I was in my first year university, my banker told me to help build credit I should leave some money on my credit card each month, and do frequent little payments, rather than paying the whole thing off in a lump sum once a month. Still annoys me he told a teenager that, as I could have gotten into some trouble had I taken that advice, but instead I just said, why would I pay 20% interest when I don't have to? I am confused. Were you leaving an outstanding balance and only paid off some of it at a time, or were you overpaying so your balance wasn't zero after a payment? Honest question, because I just got my first credit card and I'm keeping it at exactly zero. Because I've just been paying off immediately like it's a debit card. Edit, sounds like most agree I'm on the right path. Please stop blowing up my inbox, thank you, all. Also, do not worry about my actual budgeting, I'm a very low maintenance dude who plans out anything over $50. Not the person you were asking, but I was also told this when I was 19 to 20. Keep your balance at zero if you can. Paying the minimum balance is a scam. The minimum balance is what is required to keep the card open, not necessarily covering the entirety of the balance of said CC. That's how they make you pay so much more than what you originally charged to the card, interest. The longer Teresa small amount in your account, the longer they can charge interest. I am not a professional, I probably have no idea what I'm talking about. But what you're doing with paying it in full is correct, emo. Ada, am laughing because my drunk vacation comment from Jamaica is my most popular. Thank you to everyone educating us on credit, I genuinely appreciate the info. And yeah, I have no clue what I'm talking about, lol. I've worked for a call center that deals with credit cards. We could see on our screens how many payments behind a person was for the past 12 months with a single alphanumeric character representing each month. F means that they paid off the balance. G means that their balance went negative, they overpaid. 1 was if they missed one payment. There's other codes, but those are the important ones. Whenever I saw a card that went FFFFFFFFFFF1, I knew that it was just a missed payment. Maybe they moved and the bill got lost in the mail. Maybe they forgot about it. Those calls were easy. 1A12233433322 or something like that meant that, if this person answered the phone, I'd have to do actual work. They're struggling. Worse if it was just FFFFFFFFF123, because it meant that something happened and they weren't going to be able to pay. My point here is that you want your little indicator to be straight Fs or Gs, maybe a mix of both. That's what's best for your credit. That's what is going to make you look good when you want a loan, or a higher credit limit. Quick edit, before I forget, this is about minimum payments. A was the indicator for made minimum payment. B was above the minimum payment up to some percentage of the balance, and so on with C, D, and E. Insulin prices. I called the pharmacy about a generic today. One that's been around several years. $379 without insurance. The generic. I guess they just want us all to die. Oh no, they don't want you to die. That wouldn't be profitable. They want you to go to a hospital instead and pay 20x as much for the care you need. And you can keep working and making them even more money at it, since I've been getting some replies that I do not share any sentiments with. Medicine works. This was not an attack on doctors trying to save lives or on vaccines. This was an attack on the rich assholes who drive up the price of the life-saving medication so much people need. I know the people who upvoted this are mad at how things work in the world, but this is no time to get mad at the people trying to save so many lives. Get mad at the people driving the costs up. Bank fees. You are broke, so we are going to charge you for being broke. Got charged $200 in like a week even after I paused my card because subscription services that I gave my card info were bypassing that to charge my bank directly. I was so pissed. They waived most of the fees. Insane. I only make $800 per month. I'm disabled, if you're wondering. That's disability income. How do they bypass your card? Some banks will allow transactions to go through if they are auto payments even if you freeze your debit card. Some are direct takes from the account too, the debit card doesn't matter for those. Gestures vaguely at everything. The whole health system. Like putting a fee on holding your baby after giving birth? Seriously? If you ask what a procedure will cost, they refuse to say and tell you to call the medical billing company. You can call the medical billing company from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., during which time you are put on hold multiple times and you give your complete insurance information to 3 separate people. Even if you are all pro-free market, how can a market work if the consumer essentially can't find what the prices will be ahead of time? That's a really good perspective to put it on. Therese essentially an incomplete market since the consumer is at first blind to pricing. Even capitalism can't perform correctly. My doctor said that it's the only industry where the consumer doesn't know how much they're paying for anything and the provider doesn't know what they're getting paid. It's gotten so much worse in the past 10 years, too. It's like a second full-time job to manage medical expenses, and I don't even have many. Surprised no one mentioned Ticketmaster yet. I've read Ticketmaster multiple times with no comments. Could you explain what it did? Edit, thanks for all the explanations and experiences. I haven't bought from them too much, and I'm glad I haven't now. They jack the ticket prices up with tons of hidden fees. A ticket will be priced at $50. Then Ticketmaster will tack on all kinds of bullshit like venue fees, service fees, etc. All of a sudden that $50 ticket costs you over $100. Two-party political system. Edit, thank you guys for all the awards. This is the first time anything of mine has gotten this much attention. Lol, duck a two-party system. We need to move away from first past the post voting. Approval voting would be my preference. Get rid of gerrymandering. Get private money out of politics. We need to get corporate money out of politics. Personally, joining the military. Serving my country. Getting exposed to chemicals. Dying from the inside at 40 with no help from the society I served. American dream, baby. And then you get home and vets are treated like shit by the government. I'm 40 and crippled. Vascular necrosis of my hip. Government says it's not from burning trash with jet fuel, but I have my doubts. Did you just say that you burned trash with ducking jet fuel? Yay dude, Duckfaces had us dispose of everything with fucking JP8. Lithium batteries, plastic, rubber, human goddamn waste. Teresa poor fucker at every fob, at least in the Marine Corps, who is assigned shit stirring duty, pouring gas into an open bucket of human shit and piss and stirring it while it burns. Holla. Army shit burner checking in smile.